This is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brent Beard. David Aldridge will be reporting from the sideline. And checking out Utah's opening lineup. It's always the 2 with Ingles at the 3. Then it's George Hill. Then there's Bojan Bogdanovic. And it's Azubuike in at the 5 down low. And for the Clippers, they've got Paul George. Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's done in at the point. What happens to team chemistry, Brent, at this stage of the season? Teammates have spent, a lot of time together already at this point.
Well, this is... veteran leadership and guys who have been through deep runs, or their understanding of what it takes to have a team go through deep runs, can really pay off, Kevin. Making guys accountable to the things that you've talked about all year long in the next couple weeks, that's critical.
Now, here's Mitchell. From about 16, it's hauled in by Zubats. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles, and with the ball.
And that's the high motor, the long strides we're always talking about with Leonard, killing it in transition.
Mitchell kicks to Azubuike. On the wing, Mitchell. He's coming off a 34-point game against the Lakers.
Yeah, but there's always this point you got to look at, where did he also impact the game? It was on the rebounding end of the floor. A tremendous performance there.
Here's George following the basket by Dunn. So far here in the first. So for the Clippers, Lopez comes in for Ivica Zubats. And Monroe's subbed in for Morris. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, I was able to speak to Quinn Snyder just before the game. We talked about the problems Paul George can cause with his defense. Coach told me the sets we run with longer passes, those need to be adjusted. George is a ball hawk and changes how you operate on the perimeter. If there's one thing we know about PG-13 guys, is that he feasts on lazy cross-court passes. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Lopez with the steal. Monroe against Clarkson. Monroe's shot is good.
And if you know Junior's story, you know he's unafraid of playing tough, physical basketball.
Pass to Clarkson. Launches it. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Well, he's going to just keep going now. That's early confidence for him.
Lopez outside. Pass to Junior. We've got 1:28 left in the first. There's the pass to Leonard. Back to Monroe. Pocket four. Count it.
A little awareness there from Kawhi, waiting for his teammate to break free and then finds him.
.114 left in the first quarter of the game. Chang, the pass to Mitchell. Score the basket. His fourth. He's only missed one of his 5 shots tonight. And here's Dunn. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. They trail by 1. Passes it to Lopez. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation. A different look for the Clippers. Kevin Kelly's checked in. Lou Williams is subbed in for Dunn. And Utah with a change here, too. Burks is checked in. Utah has gone 3 of 3 from deep. 9 points rung up from outside here in the first. Pass to Chang. Payne with it, working on Williams. Hands of the ball is out of bounds. Clarkson touched it last.
Man, if you're going to grab it, grab that thing. He just lazily reaches out for that, and the result is it's deflected right off of his hand.
And the Clippers making a change here. Roberts checked in, and Utah also making a switch. Oney's checked in. Clippers have gone 7 of 11 from the field to begin the game. Pass to Monroe. .24 seconds left here in the first quarter. Shot clock at 6. And it's Monroe finishing it off.
No stopping Junior here. The assertive slam, hot off the drive, just overwhelms the deep.
And no one near Clarkson as he lets it go. And a miss there on the triple. Williams with the ball. No good on the last second attempt there. The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. The Clippers on top, leading by a point. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And from moments ago, we got this from Donovan Mitchell on how his team maintains its edge.
It's been our whole story all year at the underdog. You know, and a lot of guys on this team have been that way throughout their lives and their careers. There's so many guys on the team that have been doubted.
Using that doubt, Greg, as motivation.
Whatever helps you play with urgency. If it's feeling like you're second best, use that to your advantage.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Clippers, guys. What are your thoughts?
Throughout that first, they just were aggressive on the defensive end, showing active hands.
So they really made a lot of good quality reads down there. Took some chances, but feeling more calculated than risky.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And so in the game for the Jazz, Jordan Clarkson is out there with Gorgie Dane. Then there's Burke, and it's Oni in at the shooting guard. Clippers leading by 4. And here we go. Junior heading to the hoop.
And once Junior saw the fast break opportunity, he was off and running and very decisive on that play.
Last outing for Utah, it was a loss to the Lakers. And here is Burke. No points in the game hit for him. Right block shot as a bookie. No good. The pass to Junior. And Junior throws it down.
And this is right around the time when one team might start to pull away.
Yeah, this team is looking to add to the lead, trying to put the other team away, and threatening here.
Now, here's Burke. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Lakers in Los Angeles. A try by Monroe, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Greg, how special was it for you that you had your number 50 retired at UNLV?
You know, that's something I can honestly say. As a kid, you dream about a lot of things. Winning, you know, playing at the highest levels. That's something I never really fathomed. To have your jersey hanging up in an arena, that was a surreal moment, a really cool moment, and it was awesome to be able to share it with my family and friends.
And people probably don't know that you grew up in Las Vegas, so it was probably doubly special, wasn't it?
Exactly. Born and raised.
And so Monroe nails both of them.
At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points when he's at the free throw line. Pretty much automatic.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Bojan Bogdanovic was a pro in Europe for a decade before he joined the NBA. The Croatian sharpshooter says, a lot of players who are happy over there, but I wanted to have another challenge, to play against the best in the world. That was the only thing that was important to me. Guys, he's lived up to that promise.
He loves that challenge, and he's having success. TA, thank you. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
The Jazz shooting their first free throws of this one.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
The first free throw is good, and Utah making a change here. Mitchell's checked in. And so he makes both from the line. Clippers leading by 6. Here's Williams. Here's Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Well, he's just gifted with the basketball, and that includes making plays. Lou Williams spotting a man that time.
Second quarter play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Mitchell wide open. That 3 off the mark.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
That's Azubuike. Monroe left side. 5 to shoot. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Misses from close range. To the paint. Yep, it goes, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just 6 points, and the bucket from Azubuike.
That is all timing right there. Just led him perfectly.
And the Clippers call time here. Moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
Yeah, a snowball effect in that one. One thing would go wrong, then another, really the story of the game.
Yeah, it felt like just the entire rock.
So it's the Los Angeles Clippers. Their lead at 15 going into the break. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Brooke. Where is this team right now?
Oh, I'm so excited, you know, it's really thrilling to come out with such a great group of guys every night, you know, and play basketball, you know, it's a lot of fun.
Smiles on your face, Brooke. Thanks for the time. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. You look at Junior in this one, he's been everywhere.
And guys, we saw just how tough.
Mitchell against Monroe. Inside, and Bogdanovich throws it down.
Yeah, the length and height of Bogdanovich is impressive. Outstanding at slamming it down there when he got the chance.
Williams looking over the floor. Hits the three-point bomb.
That's pretty much not how they defend the three-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
Jazz trailed by 14. Pass to Ingles. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Back to Mitchell. 6 to shoot. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well. the Croatian big man, Ivica Zubac, a big hip-hop fan. His teammates call him Zubac.
It's amazing that he was traded from the Lakers to the Clippers, so still home games here at Staples Center.
A clear look for Mitchell. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Mitchell's got 11.
A creative scorer. Mitchell uses that versatility and shot-making ability to keep the defenders guessing.
Outside Leonard. The trade. Here's Zubac, and it's sent back by Hill.
That's pretty much all length from George Hill to get to that rejection.
Yep, it goes, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just 12 points on the bucket for Mitchell.
Maybe he's thinking at this point, man, somebody's got to help me. I can't do this all by myself.
Here's Monroe. It's deflected. Zubac, the best, the junior. Tries again, and there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for two. Utah called for the foul. We know how important the draft is, Greg. It can shape an organization. Talk about some of the best draft day deals of the last couple decades. There have been a lot of them.
Oh, there have been a few. I mean, just coming to mind here recently, how about when Kawhi was traded to the Spurs? That was a huge get. Go back
George
to
Hill.
Kobe going to the Lakers. McHale and Parrish coming to the Celtics. I mean, we've seen that happen quite a bit. And I tell you what, boy, it can really transform a franchise's future. What I love about Junior, he's got grit and tenacity. He's always looking for ways to improve.
The Jazz making a switch here. Jang, he's checked in for Bogdanovich. Clarkson comes in for Joe Ingles. Burke, he's checked in for Donovan Mitchell. And it's Payne in for George Hill.
And a guy who's bounced around the league a little. Surprising, given that Morris is a solid shooter and a pretty good defender and rebounder.
The Clippers have gone 4 for 5 from the charity stripe in this one up to now. And free throw good for Morris. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Third quarter of basketball here in just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Burke, the pass to Jang. Payne in the post. Dunn covering. And there's Payne. That's good on the assist by Jang.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Dunn kicks to Monroe. Back to Dunn. Pass to Monroe. Beyond the arc. That's tipped. Jazz trail by 13. Pass to Jang. Fires the three. The shot, no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. At one point, they led by 16. And that one's good, Junior.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Burke, nice pass. Right under the rack perfectly for the layup. Burke's got his first points of the night.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Dunn passes to Monroe. There's 37 seconds left here in the third quarter. Just 5 to shoot. 2 points. That one goes.
And this has been Junior's game so far. It's obvious he's not afraid to step up and carry the offense.
Falls right in. He is 8 for 11 with that shot.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another.
Himself, and it's slammed in by Monroe.
And great instincts there from Junior. Staying alert on defense and being rewarded with the prime time pickpocket.
And here we go. Junior heading to the hoop. And Junior throws it down.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely great. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Clippers ahead, delivering the blowout. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Jazz trail by 21. And so in the game for the Jazz, Burke is out there with Payne. Then it's Gorgie Deng. And it's Oni in at the small forward position. To the middle, here's Junior. And Junior throws it down.
Yeah, we love when great offensive players get in a scoring rhythm, but Paul George right now in a great passing rhythm tonight.
And so it's Burke who brings up the ball for Utah. And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
And good passing in the paint may be even more important to an offense than great passing on the perimeter. Those are areas where you got to be careful.
Here's Monroe. That's in, coming off an assist from Dunn. Junior's got 4 this quarter.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Now the pass to Chang. Stolen by Monroe. George finds Monroe. Nailed from three-point land. Monroe's got 18 points just in the second half.
Not a lot of guys get that kind of green light. Junior wants it, and Junior gets it.
Broke loose, and the foul called on Junior. That's his first foul. Ray, compare the times when you played as an NBA player with a lot more contact and a lot was let go on the floor to what we're seeing now when there seem to be a lot of whistles, a lot of stoppage of play.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. You know, you got to allow players to defend. And if they're in a legal guarding position, let them do their job. You know, eliminate the cheap ones. Part of the issue, though, partner, is now so much of the game is played on an island, right? You don't have the crowds that you typically would see guys in back in our era. There's more space. The court, in essence, is bigger. You're out there kind of on your own, man. And these guys are crafty at drawing fouls.
It's never been harder for a defender.
Well, Junior has a high basketball IQ, so I've typically liked his shot selection.
Zhang, the pass to Oni. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
And the first one at the line is good. He's perfect from the line this time.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
Down low. Here's Okuru. He doesn't hit that one.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there. Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
Leonard, the pass to Monroe. Talk about receding in the playoffs when you got down to the final 4 teams. If it ensures the two best teams make the finals, it would seem to me, Greg, to be worth it. What about you?
You know, it could be. I think about the worldwide attention on that championship round, but we got to get the Eastern Conference teams to sign off on that. And, you know, we've seen it happen in the past where the power shifts from one conference to the other, but ultimately, nothing better than seeing the two best teams play for it all.
Mitchell up top, defended by George. And it's Mitchell missing. LA's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. George dishes to Junior. Double by Bogdanovich. This one for three, and another three for the Clippers.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here. Guys in good spirits and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
Shot from 12. The shot by Oni, no good.
That was some very intimidating, aggressive defense that really helped alter that shot.
Morris is checked in for the Clippers. Dunn comes in for Junior. Joe Ingles is checked in for the Jazz. The Jazz have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout.
So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. It was a tale of two teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go. And once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. So long.
Continuing our 2K TV awards, it's time for My NBA, our deepest game mode. And this player topped the charts with number of wins and with an 86% win ratio. Global J2X takes the My NBA MVP title.
That's amazing. I never thought this would happen. So it's truly an honor to be recognized. We're just having fun. I just want to shout out all the people, that I played in, leagues and, keeping the game.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA. The beaches of Santa Monica and Venice, not too far from our setting today, the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Greetings, everyone. You've got it live on Tuesday night coverage of the NBA on 2K Sports. In this game, we'll see the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Los Angeles Clippers here at the Staples Center. With Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. With us tonight, 1990 NBA Dunk Contest finalist Kenny the Jet Smith. I remember that 90 event. You were terrific. You were skying all over the place.
Man, thanks for having me. But how did they give Dominic that? He did the same dunk 3 times. If you do the same dunk, you're going to get the same score. That doesn't make sense to me. But hey, man, happy to be here.
D.A., take it away.
Hey, Kevin. Trae Young said when he was growing up, he was never a big leaper or a dunker. Truth be told, he said, I wasn't even considered a top guard in my recruiting class. But I worked relentlessly and played with a chip on my shoulder. I wanted to be considered among the great players. I wanted to belong. Kevin, he certainly belongs with the Hawks right now.
Thanks, D.A. The NBA being so much about entertainment, Kenny. If you had to choose the best showman in the league, who would you pick?
Ooh, the best showman.
With style and charisma.
Steph Curry.
Yeah, he'd be right up there, wouldn't he?
LeBron is a showman. But Steph is, I think, the top of the league. Giannis is a showman. But he's by grit, Harden, and maybe someday Zion.
I will go with that as well. The one thing the one reason that I have a little concern with Steph is
Junior's checked in for the Clippers. About 1 minute into the first quarter. Back to Young. Pass to Hunter. Outside Griffin. He kicks to Young. Shot clock at 5. In the corner. Herder with it. Any of these days you need versatile defenders in your team. Who does the best job of guarding from point guard to center in the NBA?
Ooh, you got Kawhi, you got AD. I would add Paul George in the mix.
Sure.
I would add Patrick Beverly in the mix. I would add PJ Tucker, guys who can play multiple defender positions. Avery Bradley, I would add him in there. You notice most of them on the same team, huh?
Yeah. There's the pass to Capella. And stolen by Dunn. About 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Good defensive work there by Young. Atlanta's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Herder passes to Hunter. And no good. The try spell continuing for him. Monroe outside. Rebound Atlanta. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
and the
power and the improvement.
Well, anyone looking for highlights, because you just found one. How about the creativity there in the air?
Kenny, you've been an NBA analyst for over 2 decades, which is hard for me to believe. You look so young like you go up there and play right now, but I'm sure this job has changed for you in that time, right?
I think the job has not changed, actually. Because when I first got here, I used to watch film every day. And
when
actually,
you first started as an analyst?
Every day for 1 year.
Did you?
Every day.
And then you found out that what?
I found out, I sat with the executive producer and I figured out what I needed to say, doing why, when, and where. then I just use that now. I just go back to those meetings then. There's nothing changed for me from that first year, which I knew nothing, to now, after I knew something.
Being the award-winning broadcaster you are.
It's that first year.
Yeah, I would concur with His Majesty.
Thank you. I've never been called His Majesty.
All right. 1:32 left in the first quarter. Hunter, no one around him. It doesn't go on the chance to tie. Los Angeles leading by 3. Hunter kicks to Dunn. Fires for 3. Monroe, no good. Atlanta's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Here's Hunter. Backed in, coming off the assist from Young. Young's got 4 assists now tonight.
All right, defensively now, you've got to find a way to slow this guy down because he's putting it to you.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. Will go for a different look here. Okongwu's checked in for Capella. Bogdanovich comes in for Blake Griffin. And he's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Then for the Hawks, Clint Capella, he's checked in for Hunter. Kevin Huerter comes in for Bogdanovich. And Trae Young subbed in for Burks. And it's Junior missing.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
He is trying to shoot his way out of it, and it might be better for him to pass the basketball at this point.
They've got Junior. He's out there with Chris Dunn. And it's Oturu in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's who's out there for the Clippers. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. Junior, in his last outing against the Jazz, had quite a performance. He finished with 32 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him, and what became a great exhibition on his part. A very solid stat line for him in what was a terrific outing. And you know he wants to keep the momentum going, Kevin.
Thank you, David. You're right. He was a one-man wrecking crew in that one.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same attitude tonight.
One of the things I like about this guy, he's able to up the intensity whenever needed, and players really feed off his energy.
Pastor Roberts. And oh, that was close. He draws the foul. He'll shoot 2. That's on Clint Capella.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
For Los Angeles, they have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Zubats is checked in. He hits both from the strike. The Hawks trail by 10. Outside Griffin. Lob pass to Capella. And the Hawks can't hang on to the ball.
That almost looked like bad communication. You hate to see that kind of mistake.
Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Young against Dunn. A shot off that time. Good work defensively by Capella. Morris. He claims that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Morris has got the lead up to 12 now for Los Angeles. And so it's Young who brings it up for Atlanta. They've got the Timberwolves ahead of the next in Minneapolis. And that will be game 3 of 6 played away from home. And we want to thank the Jet for giving us his thoughts. Kenny, you can stop by here anytime. That door is always open for you.
Well, the door's open, but I'm going to steal a key just in case you don't invite me back. I'm taking it right now.
Well, he'll have the key.
Yes, sir. I'm taking the key right now.
We'll talk to you later.
Fellow PG, we got to let
Yes, sir. I want to be back.
You guards always stay together. And what an experience it was, Greg, to have Kenny joining us. You always know he's going to give you his honest opinion, which makes him so great.
Kevin, and throughout his playing days and now as a broadcaster, Kenny has never pulled any punches. He'll tell it to you like it is, and that's one reason he is so beloved.
The Hawks trail by 11. Passes to Herter. Launches a 3. Taps in, coming off the assist from Young. Herter's got 6 points in the quarter.
And that's the advantage of having a lead guard who can both pass and shoot. Young draws attention, then takes advantage of a poor rotation defensively.
Morris dishes to Junior. To the inside. Out to Morris. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Leonard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Paul George comes in for Morris. And a chance there to look back at the stunning mobile 1 block a moment ago.
And guys, that's about as good a defensive play as you'll see. Instant reaction to get a hand to the shot.
For Atlanta, they've gone 4-10 in the second quarter from the field. Young against Dunn. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. Off target from outside. Off they go on a 3-on-1 break. And it's Junior missing.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy.
So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Clippers lead by 8. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter. We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. You look at Paul George in this game, guys. He's been everywhere.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
What I love is they've continued to feed this guy. Ride the hot hand until the defense does something about it.
On the court for Atlanta, Young and Herter make up the back. Griffin is out there with Hunter, and it's Capella in at the 5 spot. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. Greg is a point guard. What is it you like to see from that position on the floor? Atlanta will go for a different look here. Okongwu's checked in for Clint Capella. Burks comes in for Blake Griffin. Gonzalez, he's checked in for Kevin Herter. And it's Bogdanovich in for Young.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And George now top of the key. And he gets the bucket.
And when Paul George has this kind of rhythm and pace to his game, you simply want the ball in his hands as much as possible.
Here's Gonzalez. Offline with his 3. Los Angeles leading by 16. To the left wing. Junior the pass to Lopez. A nice passing here by Los Angeles. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. The Hawks trail by 16. Gonzalez passes to Okongwu. Burks looking around. Pass to Gonzalez. Over George. Jump shot is good. Gonzalez has got 5. Los Angeles has gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, thanks very much, Kevin. Clint Capella is a 7-footer in track shoes. He said, I always try to have that pace. Whenever I sprint, I have an impact on the offense. I try to focus on that and keep my energy up. Guys, guards love big men who run the floor as hard as Capella. Back to you.
He is indeed, David, very athletic. Thanks. Williams dishes to Monroe. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Williams. Monroe's got his second bucket.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Not a lot falling for him in this quarter. He's got to stay aggressive, try to break through, see if you can get an easy opportunity.
Williams passes to George. With 4 seconds on the clock, he lays it in. George has got 23 points.
Well, I like to see Paul George be assertive down low. This guy doesn't lack for confidence, and he is an accomplished scorer regardless of where he is on the floor.
And so it's Los Angeles with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. Back to the action after this word. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
It's just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. And so it's Bogdanovich who brings up the ball for the Hawks. It's an 18-point game. Paul George is out there with Dunn. Then there's Monroe. And it's Marcus Morris. And it's Robertson at the pivot spot manning the middle. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Feeds it to Hunter. And he makes that one. 10 points for DeAndre Hunter.
With a number of moves and shots to choose from, Hunter is scary. Nice bucket there.
Dunn kicks to Monroe. The pass to George. Clock at 6. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And Paul George, Doris, kind of a late bloomer coming up in high school. His older sister used to give him the business on the blacktop. Of course, eventually, he found his stride, and the rest is history.
It took some encouraging from older sis and his high school coach, who actually had to threaten him with running suicides to get the guy to shoot more. And think about it, this guy plays his college basketball at mid-major Fresno State. That's really where he got onto the NBA radar.
Zubac is checked in for Los Angeles. Leonard comes in for Monroe. Good on both.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
The Hawks trail by 18.
Know it or not, they are looked to as examples, as role models. And so I think everybody wins in this situation, Kevin. The players, the fans themselves, many of whom are dealing with the similar challenges. So Listen, life is not easy. Wherever you can get help, go and take it. I love this initiative from the NBA. Alec Burks continuing to develop into a dependable scorer. He's got great size for a two-guard.
Young against Williams. So the Clippers winning this one easily. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time.